So we got a Ventrac. I'm excited. You know, when I retired and Dana and I decided we wanted to come down here to Tennessee and buy a little bit of land and work on managing it for deer and turkey that we can hunt and enjoy the property, I wasn't really factoring in the work that would be required to do it. Now, we found a really nice place, and I got an old Macy Ferguson, a 59 Macy Ferguson. It runs fine. It's a great tractor, and it's really fun to drive. I've been using it a little bit to get started with some brush hogging, and I quickly realized that I was not comfortable at all. The property here has quite a few steep hills, and when I hit about a 10-degree slope, I won't lie to you, I was scared on the Ferguson. It was fine on the flat territory and did a great job, but I was literally just scared. Some of these hills are too steep for me. So I started researching tractors that are, you know, better on slopes, and I was looking at some four-wheel drive compact tractors to get the job done. And that's when I ran across this Ventrac. Now, I know it doesn't look as big as most tractors, but it is actually an excellent unit. It's rated for 30-degree slopes. It has the PTO in the front, which allows you to simply drive in and hook up a bunch of attachments. I got started here with the rough cut brush hog because I need to brush hog these pastures to get them into shape to plant. It's got a 68-inch cutting deck, so that'll save some time. You know, when I get out here to cut these fields, and I don't know, maybe frost seed some clover this fall to get started, maybe even put in some cereal rye this winter for the deer. So I got a tiller too. They have a tiller that comes with it. There are so many other attachments that come with this thing, and it might look small, but it is actually a 31 horsepower Kubota gas-powered engine. This is the 4520P model. They also make diesel models, but this one seemed to be, you know, a good fit for what I needed to do just to get started. I'm probably going to end up adding other attachments to it in the end. One of the reasons it is rated for such steep slopes is this dual wheel kit that I had added to it here. It actually has 8 wheels on the tractor, and it's got a floating deck. So now when we first got down here, the pasture had become overgrown by the time Dana and I got settled in. It was about 6 to 8 feet tall. I had to hire somebody to brush hog it for me because I knew it was steep, and there are a lot of terrain features that might be a problem if I hit them and went off the edge of them, some deep holes, and without knowing where those holes were, the Macy Ferguson was just kind of dangerous to use. The guy actually brought a skid steer in here and brush hogged the property for me to get it started. And when they were doing that, he actually hit one of these potholes and broke the drive shaft to his rotary cutter, which set him back several hours. They had to go replace the drive shaft on his rotary cutter on the tractor they brought out to use. So yeah, this thing has a floating deck, and it also has a great feature is the drivetrain is operated from the driver's position, and you can stop on a hill without having to use a clutch. So if you're on one of these steep hills and I get in a situation where I want to back out of it, I don't have to depress a clutch and release the transmission and roll freely. So if I get in trouble out here on these hills, I'll be able to just come to a stop and reverse out of the trouble spot. Now, I'm going to get out here and cut a few of these hills today. It hadn't grown up since last bush hogging, but let's go here and put this thing through its paces and see how it does. I'm impressed. It took me, let's see, I've been running for about 3 hours now. Used half a tank. It's uses about a gallon an hour. It's got a 6-gallon tank, and I used half a tank. So you can see I got probably 4, maybe 5 acres done here. It's pretty impressive. Some of this stuff is really steep. I'm glad. I tell you what, people say they don't want a seatbelt in a tractor, but when I was coming down these edges here, I was sliding forward in the seat. I'm kind of glad it had a seatbelt on it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a great addition to trying to manage the farm here for wildlife. We still haven't decided what direction we're going to go. We're still discussing that, Dana and I are. But I wish I hadn't had to make so much noise with the rut coming on. Not really happy about that, but you know, I did a pretty good job here with the Ventrac. I put it at a 5.5-inch cut, and it took most of it down. There are a few stick-ups, but hey, that's nothing to be concerned about. It looks a hell of a lot better than it did. I was really impressed with it on the hills, even when it leaned sideways. Only hit a few spots where my heart was in my throat like it was on the Massey Ferguson, but hey, that's putting the Ventrac through its first paces here. It's brand new. Hopefully I'll get a lot of good use out of it. I'd like to thank Marty up at Smith Turf and Irrigation in Knoxville for arranging the sale for me and bringing this out here to the farm. Appreciate it, Marty. I'm really impressed with how that handles, and we're going to be out here maybe doing some more videos on the Ventrac. Right now I want to get, the leaves are starting to change a little bit. I want to get out here and sit in a tree stand, maybe even do a little fishing. So hey, we hope we see you again. We're www.camochairproductions.com, sharing the outdoors on YouTube.